guys. So we are going live to talk about tongue tension, and I'm going to give just a little bit of time to see if anybody decides to hop on. I'm going to pull the comments up because if you're here, please say hi. So yeah, while we wait, I'll kind of explain a little bit about why I decided to make this video. So I just got done with my first year of music therapy, and over the summer while I was off but still doing a little bit of independent contract work at just a few places a week, I noticed that I started getting really tense in my tongue and really in the back of my tongue, so like root tongue tension down here. And it got to the point that, I mean, even during the day, as I was just sitting there driving in my car watching TV, I noticed the back of my tongue started pressing up on the roof of my mouth in the very back. And so I don't know if you can see, it's kind of was just pressing and pressing and pressing. And it's like it became involuntary. I didn't know why it was doing that. And then whenever I was sleeping, anytime I was sleeping, I was pressing my tongue to the roof of my mouth. And if I ever fell asleep on my back, my tongue was pressing so hard on the back of my throat that it was actually blocking my airway. And so I was waking up exhausted. I was waking up, obviously, like my jaw and everything was killing me and hurting me. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. So at first, my initial thought was like, oh my gosh, I have sleep apnea or something like that, because everything I read was like, if you fall asleep and your tongue is blocking your throat, you have sleep apnea. So I started freaking out because I went from, being a decent sleeper to all of a sudden I was having all these issues. So I did some more research, and then I came to find out that I actually thought I was having a root tongue tension. And I should preface before we get too far into this video that, obviously, like, I don't have a degree in vocal pedagogy, and I don't know a whole lot about the actual muscles and the vocal cords and everything. So the things I'm going to share with you are just things that I researched personally, and I did a trial and error and they worked for me. So I'm hoping that they will work for you. But now that we've kind of been going for a couple minutes and I've given some people to come on, I'm going to start with, oh, hey Lisa. So I'm going to start with some of the things that I've been experiencing. So it's only 5 tips. It's very, very short. And I hope it'll be really, really easy for you. So 4 of them are actually like exercises that I do. And then one of them is using an essential oil that helps with the stress part of it. So to kind of go back just a little bit more before we start, the 2 main things that I noticed were causing this were stress in my life that I wasn't adequately dealing with and addressing. And then some of it was with all the singing that I do. I wasn't properly warming up and relaxing, and with stress and singing, they kind of do this. If you don't take care of one, it can easily get into the cycle. So the first exercise, oh, and one more thing. I'm going to demonstrate these, so they may not be super pretty, but it's to kind of show you I'm visual, so I'm hoping that this will kind of help you out. So the first thing is, one of them, and this is kind of easy, is you just say glug, and make sure that your tongue is either touching your bottom teeth or touching your lip. So it's completely relaxed. You should feel nothing back here. And you say glug, glug. And you should feel kind of like this, it almost reminds me of like a yo-yo motion in the back of your throat because it's relaxed. And something about that, if I was really holding on tense back there, it would help break up some of that tension for me. So that was tip number 1, just relaxing your tongue and glug. Yeah. Okay, so tip number 2, which I think that this helps with stress anyway, was sticking out my tongue and taking very, very slow, deep breaths. And I could feel my palate rise and I could feel my tongue relax. So you want to stick out your tongue. And then on the count of 3, you're going to breathe in slow and breathe out slow. So I'm going to show you. So, and my palate's going up and my tongue is relaxing. 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 And my tongue is and out. So if you're feeling stressed and tense just in general, that's a really good activity to do because it helps everything in the body calm down. I mean, there's lots of research showing how taking deep breaths just for a minute can calm so many things down in your body. So we said glug, we did our breathing. The next one is, okay, so you stick out your tongue. This is kind of a silly one. So you stick out your tongue and you're going to say ooh and ee in the back of your throat while your tongue is out. So, ooh, ooh, ooh. And I try to do it where I don't move my lips as much. I kind of over-exaggerated it so you can hear. But all of the work should be back here, and your tongue should literally just be like this. It shouldn't be working at all. So you should be going, and I would do that just over and over and over, and I'd start to feel the tension release. So this is my favorite of all of them, and this is the one that's gonna totally look the silliest, but I love, love, love it. So what you do is you take your tongue and you're going to move it all the way around, and you can start whichever direction if you want to do clockwise or counterclockwise. But the goal is kind of like you're going to touch your molars and go all the way across your front teeth with it, down all the way across your bottom teeth and up. And then you're going to do that 8 times. I know that's like a lot. And then you're going to go the other way 8 times. And with the research that I saw with this, when you do it that many times, you're wearing out that muscle so it can't tense. You're making it tired so it has to relax. And this is the one that whenever my tongue tension and throat tension was really, really bad in the beginning, I did this several times a day just to wear that out so it couldn't tense anymore. And once it started calming down, I started doing some of the other ones that I showed you. So just to kind of show you this one, like I said, it's kind of silly. So you take your tongue and you start over here, and work it around and all the way. So you're going to do that 8 times. So, boo, and I'm not going to do it all. And then after you do 8, you're going to do the other way. 1, 2. I know that looked really silly, but it kind of shows you. And your goal is to try to get the tongue as close to the back as possible because you're stretching it out. And you're helping pull that muscle that's trying so hard to tense up. And then the last one, the last tip is actually with an essential oil. So I know I was telling you that a lot of it had to do with stress in my life, and something that works for me with the stress in my life is using essential oils. And so the brand that I happen to use and the one that I use is Young Living, and it's the Stress Away essential oil. And what I do is I have it in this, and I also have it in a roll-on. And the roll-on for me was kind of better for the throat area. I would usually do it right before I went to bed, and it's just easier because you can just literally roll it right on and then you know, kind of rub it in if you want to, or just leave it and then go straight to bed. And so that oil was going into that throat area and that bottom root tongue area, and it was relieving some of that stress for me. So that's something that I would highly recommend if you're just feeling stressed out in general, is to look at an essential oil that helps with anxiety or stress. The Young Living Stress Away is a really good one. I've never had any problems with it. I super love it. And just to give you an idea of some of the things in it, oh look, there it is. So I know it has cedarwood in it, vanilla in it, lavender. So if you don't even have like a stress or an anti-anxiety, lavender too will help immensely with that area. So yeah, I hope that helps, and I hope that these tips were useful, and the video wasn't too long. I just want to show you some quick things really quick that you can do in your car driving, or right before a session, or right after a session, or whatever. And I'm really interested to hear if you guys have any tips that you use to help with keeping your tongue relaxed and helping with throat and root tongue tension. And if there's any exercise that you found are effective. These are just the 5 things that have worked for me. Like I said, trial and error. Wasn't like I have a degree in any of this, but it was just kind of what worked for me personally. So I hope it really helped you guys, and I'm glad if you stopped by to watch this. I really appreciate it. If you will give this video a like, and if you will comment below on which tip helped you the most, or if there's a tip that you have by yourself that helped you, I would love to hear about it. Okay guys, thank you so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Bye!